Ah, hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. So happy to have you all. How is everyone doing tonight? My name's Obsidia. I'm everybody's favorite Death Knight. I am also the DM of this campaign, Nexus, Forlorn Legacy, where we're back at it again. As is tradition, we are going to be doing round the table introductions before a brief session recap, and we jump right back into big ballers and shot callers. So without further ado, first up we got B.
Hello, hello. My name is Beatrix Funny. Normally, I'm a taxidermy jackalope VTuber who specializes in a collection of RPGs, roguelikes, and digital artwork. I also run a campaign in the system and setting of Deadlands, which is a alt history, Wild West horror, if that interests, and where Obsidia is one of the players for that. There's also going to be another campaign if life ever stops happening to some of the players. But for now, none of that's important. What's important is that I am going to be playing Feng-chen Wong, the hobgoblin artificer, future warlord, and overall in her feeling herself era. We'll see how long that lasts.
Thank you, B. Next up we got Maris.
Hello, hello. I'm Maris Aurum. I am a celestial dragon VTuber. I specialize in storytelling streams, where we talk about all things books and literature. I also run my own D&D campaign on the side called The Trial of Hearts. It's an ode to all things romantic fantasy. So if you have a hankering for some drama and a dash of political intrigue and a hefty dosage of romantic shenanigans, definitely check that out. We play every other Wednesday. But while I am here, I play Soleil, the party's hot pink fae tiefling werewolf himbo of the party. Yeah, happy to be playing my silly little guy.
Thank you, Maris. Next up we got Sif.
That's me. Hi, I'm Sif underscore VTuber. I'm a living suit of armor. I do art. I play games. I'm animating. Something is coming, hopefully before the end of the year. But yeah, very happy to be back playing Nafisa, little stone dragonborn girl with her horse-sized dog, Nyx. Very happy to be back again. I love you guys.
Thank you, Sif. And last but not least, we have Lily.
Hello everyone, my name is Lily. I am an artist that draws a lot of D&D stuff, as well as I run my very own campaign, which is Mistwalker's Spectrum of Eternity. The first 12 episodes are up on my YouTube, with the 13th hopefully recording on Thursday. Lots of good old boys love shenanigans going on in that one, amongst a post-apocalyptic narrative. Love to see it. But yes, as for here, I play Aurora, who is a satyr, sheep satyr, wizard, artist, painter, thing, all that stuff, who is currently about to have a great time.
You'll love to see it. Thank you, Lily. So previously on, our heroes reported back to their handler, the kobold Zelik Karen, and they provided info about the offer that they received from Kaya Rosinski on behalf of the Nexite Consortium, the megacorporation known as NextCore for short, to purchase Omega. And it came out that Omega, while being hunted, is not just like, oh, they're not putting their scrubs on this. Kaya has a long history with the corporation as a wetwork specialist and enforcer, and so they are clearly taking this seriously. The good news is that they would likely not try any overt hostile actions against the party in the city of Enonia, because it is the direct domain of the Ladies of Light, the two dragon moms that they work for, and so politically it would just be a very poor decision. So as long as they're in the city, they're fine, but they can't stay in the city forever. They also each did their separate things to get ready for the big ball for Federation Day, one of the most important holidays in the United Federation of Allied States, celebrating the signing of the initial treaty that created them long ago, which also coincided with the birthday of the Most Serene Dogessa of the city. And so they were invited on behalf of the Ladies of Light to attend a ball at the ducal palace known as the Eyrie. Feng proceeded to make outfits for Soleil and Aurora, while Aurora was teaching everybody some basic ballroom etiquette as well as how to do some dancing. Soleil, after the assassination attempts and known people trying to murder them, kind of went about doing more patrols around the Dragon Mansion, where he got in a long conversation with the captain of the household guards to the Ladies of Light, Sarek, who is a large dragonborn man, and it was very clear that he and Zelik the kobold have a bit of a fling going, but they refuse to talk about it openly. And normally he's the one who attends the ball with her until the party basically displaced him. Nafisa, on the other hand, went looking for books about how to prepare herself for ballroom etiquette and stuff, which led her to meeting a very was it Fujoshi fucking bookstore owner who showed her fan fiction that she wrote about a song by the famous artist Freyden Starsong, who is Nafisa's uncle, where the erotic fan fiction was about her uncle, and not that Nafisa's quite aware of it after the retcon, but also her dad. And so Nafisa is now reading yaoi about her extended family and experiencing things. They then all got together and put on their outfits, took photos, and proceeded to go to the ball. Sarek ended up being their driver there because the previous driver came down with something and was unavailable. So he decided to take on the burden and take everyone to the ball. And when they got there, he and Nyx, the dragon dog, stayed in the car while everyone went into the ball. Soleil approached a familiar, to everyone except him, really, reporter, a certain moth woman known as Alyssandra Vitali, who Nafisa had a bit of a conversation with back in Quest 2 when they were in Casil, and had some talks as she dropped in some lore awareness that she has about Soleil and about the party as a whole. Soleil also asked her to dance. Nafisa did a heart-to-heart with Zelik, basically saying, "Why don't you like me?" kind of thing. And Zelik was like, "No, I don't dislike you. It's just all of you guys are a lot to deal with. And you all seem like good people. You're just very inexperienced, and you're just all a lot." And Feng proceeded to talk to a familiar face in the form of Bishop Sinirosa, the Von Yaskin Nightshade Druid woman. She is a very tall plant woman of a blue rose theme, which, for those of you who speak Von Yaskin, is actually just Russian for blue rose, is Sinirosa. And so she was talking to the consul general from the diarchy of Sirakad, one of the eastern elemental kingdoms, an Aragonasi woman with a Saltwind theme to her, and they talked about her research into trying to use non-Nexite technology, as well as complementing the Von Yaskins on their advanced cybernetics, and her aspirations to hopefully bring greater access to technology to the masses as a part of her big villainous endgame. And that's where we basically ended up last time. So we are going to be picking up right at the start with Aurora was going to go talk to the. There's a lot of very powerful NPCs here, which I put into various groups. The party doesn't know who most of them are, but after a brief lore check between Feng and Aurora, they were able to at least place the titles to the different members that were present. And so Aurora went to go talk to the woman who is the Scholastrix Primus, which is a positional title in the International Magic Association known as the Magna Collegium. And she is a harlequin, which is basically a fey clown woman who was talking to a female tabaxi archbishop of the Tetrarchy, as well as a non-binary human from the Federal Republic of Tyrol, who is a diplomat. And so they were all having a bit of a chat, and Aurora wanted to go drop herself into it. So without further ado, Aurora, we start with you.
All right. So I think, she's used to doing things like this, but this is definitely still something that's kind of nerve-wracking because they don't know what these people think of the Ladies of Light and everything. But thinks through kind of what she's going to say before kind of just walking up and giving a soft curtsy and introducing herself into the group and saying, "Good evening. My name is Aurora. I am a mage in service of the Ladies of Light."
Could you please make a history check?
Okay. Right out the gate.
Yeah.
That's a 17.
17. Okay, this is just a little etiquette brief for Aurora. Based on Aurora's prior experiences dealing with hoity-toity types. You know that also Zelik gave a very brief rundown of it, but you know that position, title, and status is everything in these circles. So you are aware that in the circle that you were approaching, most likely the Archbishop of the Tetrarchy, the Tabaxi woman who is present, and she is a, what is it called, the carousel, she's the Floppa style cat Tabaxi person. There's little holes in her habit that her giant ears pop out of. But you know that she is likely the most positioned person out of the three. And she would be referred to as Your Eminence, would be the official greeting for her. So if you were approaching them, that would probably be the person that you would introduce yourself to first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And say, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Eminence."
The Tabaxi woman, she's got her bright purple kitty eyes, and she gives you a big, toothy smile as she kind of nods in response to your introduction. As she has her black habit with instead of white like a normal nun outfit per se, that's blue because that is the holy color of the Tetrarchy. There's also gold designs sewn all over it, which is actually, now that you're closer to it, you see that it is actually full on depictions of the various Tetrarchic gods engaging in famous stories and stuff that exist in the faith. The times of when they drove off the great phage that tried to consume the world, and then went into stasis until mortals were once again able to reach out to them, which occurred 500 years ago. And you see that she's got a large holy symbol of the Tetrarchy hanging from around her neck. It is a finely woven golden chain with small sapphires running down it, and the symbol itself is the four-pointed star of a kind of of gold with a circle going around it, symbolizing the four gods of the Tetrarchy and the eternal cycle of life and death surrounding it. So she nods, holds up a hand, a little clawed cat hand, and she makes the symbol of what we in our world would likely know to be the symbol of the cross, because it's the same basic structure as a four-pointed star. So she does the head, belt, side to side, and then she does like a circle motion around her torso to symbolize the circle that goes around it. And she goes, "Ah, it is wonderful to meet you, Miss Aurora. May the gods look upon you favorably. May Gladius give you the tools you need to survive. May Cognitius give you the ingenuity to overcome all obstacles. May Amora give you the strength of community to shield you from the trials and travails that you may encounter. And when the time may come, may Termina deliver you to peaceful finality." And he kind of gives you a little blessing.
I imagine just at the topic of Termina, Aurora probably looks down at her arm real quick, but goes right back to making eye contact. It's like, thank you very much. Though I was not raised in the United Federation, as a person originating from Erixia, Cognitius is, as ever, one of the most important figures in my life.
Make an insight check.
Okay. It's a 17.
She nods. You notice there's a bit of her fur kind of prickles a bit when you mention that you're a Rixian with Cognitius. And she goes, "It is wonderful to know that even in light of how that church went astray, that you still follow the teachings of the Four."
I do. And it's not as though every mage was in agreement of everything that was going on.
Indeed, indeed. It is tragic, the level of misfortune that was afflicted on that poor land. I know that the gods watch over the poor and destitute, and perhaps in liberation they will find greater prosperity than they did under tyranny. But all we can do is pray.
The words tyranny kind of make Aurora's eyes like twitch a little bit, but she's, maintains her structure. She's like, that, I mean, that's kind of fair, but but still kind of don't like that. But, and then we'll just kind of do another deep bow and look over at the the member of the Harlequin member of the Magna Collegium, and just say, "Now I recognize the symbol of the Magna Collegium from across the room. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance as well."
Once again, there's a Harlequin, which is a type of urban fae. They are essentially, in one of their more common forms, they're predatory clown people. She has, white face makeup with black outlining on it. She has a bulbous black nose, overly large eyes, like real anime style eyes with very like bloodshot lines going through them, and just enormous amber colored pupils. Instead of having hair, she basically has one of those hats with the three dealies coming off of it, of black and white, like checkerboard colored. And she is wearing a very slinky, like white and black, like quartered evening gown, with her spell book on her back. And she gives you a big smile, and you see just the various, rust colored and like it's like rust and like worn, blackened like fangs in just rows and rows of serrated teeth. And as she starts to speak, you see the fact that what first you thought was more like shark teeth and the fact that there were rows of them, you now look and her mouth is actually more like a lamprey where it's like fully circled around going down her throat.
Jesus.
And she looks at you and goes, "Ah, it's a pleasure to meet you."
Not the
Perfectly
voice I
normal
was
woman.
expecting.
Yeah.
And she'll just kind of do another bow and just say, I look forward to one day, perhaps, presenting my findings to the Magna Collegium, as an aspiring mage myself, delving into some deep theorems.
Of course, it's always wonderful to see that others would pursue the arcane arts and the betterment of all mortal kind. Isn't, the pursuit of knowledge is truly to act in, not just in word, but also in deed to our blessed Cognisius. Isn't that right, Archbishop Calabari? And the tabaxi kind of nods very sagely and goes, "You are always right about such things, Scholastrix Primus Travici, and it is good to see that, even in light of our personal disagreements, that you still know that we all work together to better mortals and to survive this otherwise cruel and unforgiving world."
Cruel it indeed is. Now, I understand that this may not be the time, but one day, when I finish my notes and she goes into one of her pockets and pulls out a notebook, says, I have been studying extraordinarily hard about a new theorem that I have been developing about how the inner concoctions that make magic what it is and determine the elemental alignment of said spells. I found a way to be able to change a fireball to something different, depending on what the situation needs, and I think it might be a most useful practice to share with the world one day.
Oh, really? So engaging in such research. Where did you happen to acquire such knowledge? As the Scholastic Pride, Mr. Vici, she approaches you closely and kind of looks you up and down. And now that you're closer to her, you definitely get the smell of worn cobblestones and perhaps a bit of like rotting food.
God.
As with also mixed with healthy amounts of just fucking garish perfume to cover it up.
Well, would it be strange of me to say that this is all self-taught?
Oh, a truly impressive feat. Normally, when we encounter wizards of your particular background, I should say, well, you consider yourself more of a scribe's wizard, aren't you? Engaging in more of the intricacies involved in that.
That would be correct, I believe. I myself went to the Artistic Consortium in Lyons, but a lot of my journey with art has been sort of mixed and intermingled with that of magic in the way that it can be intertwined and reutilized.
Oh, what an adorable pursuit! Mixing art and arcanery into such intrinsic connections. I find that it is truly an exciting development. Perhaps that it could be applied to more useful pursuits at some point.
Perhaps so. After all, there's always more to learn in the world.
In that you are quite correct, Miss Aurora. There's always more to learn, and we honor not just ourselves, but our gods in that pursuit. Maybe one day we will acquire the sufficient mastery over arcanery that will bring about a new golden age. It all requires the proper application of these skills, though. People who engage in frivolous pursuits are simply squandering their potential.
Well, I do appreciate your encouragement of my pursuits, and I look forward to presenting them to you one day.
Wonderful, Miss Aurora. I would love to see if you were to perhaps break it down into some sort of treatise that can engage in proper peer review. I would love to get my talons into it and dissect all your little theories together and see if we can find truth amidst all the detritus.
Very good. Now, I believe there's a few other folks that I should be introducing to myself to. Thank you all for your time very much. And she'll directly look at the Archbishop and just be like, "Your Eminence," and then just excuse herself while still facing towards them.
The Archbishop gives you a nod, but right as you're about to leave, the Scholastic's Primus will put one of her hands on your shoulder, and now you see that each of her fingers is ending in what is clearly like capped like syringes. Like instead of fingernails, she's got like syringes. But they've got like the little safety caps on them currently that have been painted and styled to be more like aesthetically pleasing. But she puts it down, and you actually see that behind the syringes, like instead of like where it'd be just normal veins underneath her very pale skin, is actually what it looks to be like almost graffiti-like veins. Like this is something that's been like clearly painted inside of her body instead of like what would be normal anatomy. As she puts her hand on your shoulder and goes, "And so you are once again your self-taught wizard engaging in this pursuit of unbinding the very natures of arcanery together. I would have to say, if you wish to discuss this further, you can always proceed to come to the Collegium. We would love to hear from you more, and I know that I would be delighted to perhaps show you some pointers."
That would be. Thank you very much for the invitation. I believe I will be taking you up one day, once our lovely patrons do allow us the time to visit such a place.
Of course. Always remember, though, there's plenty of other patrons in the sea. And she gives you that, like, incredibly overly wide, cartoonish smile of all of those jaggedy fucking fangs as she lets go of your shoulder.
She'll give it a nod and continue to back away.
Okay. With that, we switch over to Nafisa, who I believe wanted to track down a certain moth.
Yeah, I'm looking for the people that could give me information, and that moth was very helpful last time. So if I see that moth, I'm going to grab that moth, as they say.
All right. As you weave through the party, you arrive. She hasn't moved much from when Soleil spoke to her a few minutes ago. And she is standing, basically by a buffet table, sipping champagne with one hand and writing down things with another two hands, and then the remaining hand is currently playing with an unlit cigarette as she kind of is very nonchalantly looking about the party as the kind of spectral green glowing moth reporter woman floating next to her holding her camera is taking pictures. And as she sees you, she visibly lights up as she pockets the cigarette and quickly downs the champagne.
Shotguns it, alright. Oh, hi again. Hi, it's good to see you again. How have you been since our last talking?
Oh, Nafisa, it's been too long. It's
Mm-hmm.
great to see you again. You're not looking to rob this place as well.
I, you are trying to be smart with your words. I can smell it this time. No, we are here to we we do not do stealing. We are here on behalf of the ladies of light. I can imagine Nafisa has writing on her head when it's all smudged. Uh, yeah. But what about you? Are you here on business or like you here to enjoy the ball?
Oh, I'm here purely for business. You see, when you travel so far and wide as I do, your editors occasionally have requirements that you have to report on more feel good stories to fund the expeditions that you wish to engage in. So this is my burden to bear to be able to pursue my other stories. But I assure you that once I saw that Soleil and the rest of you were present, I knew that this was going to be an interesting night. And frankly, I was going to be looking to find you soon enough because I know that you are always a story just waiting to speak.
You always like talking about stories and sharing stories and you know.
I'm a reporter. It's essentially my entire career.
Oh, you're like my uncle. Okay, okay. You should join my party then.
She kind of chuckles for a moment and goes, your uncle, as far as I was aware, you didn't necessarily have an uncle.
Yeah, I have a uncle. His name is Freydin. He's very popular. That's how we have our group name. We're Romance Dawn now. You know, he made a song based on one of our adventures, and I had to. But yeah. I mean, if you want good stories, you know, you can be a part of them. I mean, you've seen so much greatness, so you have to be great yourself.
Oh, you're referring to Freyden Starsong as your uncle. That makes sense. He was one of the members of Jingwei. I can see why your parents and him together would be largely considered an extension of the family.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, would you want to join us? I mean, we could talk to the ladies later about it if you want, or if you want to, you know, not be tied down or anything, you could still come with us. We have a boat.
I appreciate the offer, Nafisa, but unfortunately, I don't necessarily find my interests coinciding with working for the particular draconic overlords of this city.
I see. I I know that there are people here who have thoughts about the ladies, and you know they don't really like coming to these things. Usually they send you know, their major domo, that's Zelik over there, and if he's just gonna like fucking point out Zelik in the crowd.
You see, Zelik
Uh,
is eating some like pastries and washing them down with more champagne.
yeah. But so because they're not here, not many people probably have a good impression of them. But I think after everything, they're good people.
Well, after everything is definitely doing some heavy lifting in that sentence, Nafisa. They have a complicated history, I'm sure you're aware of.
Yeah, but in the history I've been a part of, I feel I know they've only asked me to do what's mostly right. I'm not good at wording things out, but you are.
I appreciate that, Nafisa. I try. It's my living, it's my calling. It's what I majored in college.
Oh, you went to college to Aurora. Aurora and Feng might would really like that if you could talk to them.
I'm sure I will work my way over to them eventually. Now, Nafisa, you've been working for the Ladies of Light now for some time. What exactly have you been up to? What kind of adventures?
Um, hmm. No, 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 no. I can't talk about things too much because you are very good with your words, but I am very bad. So if I give you words that are undercooked, you'll cook them the wrong way, and then you'll get the wrong story. But we went traveling. We went to the Red Cities. We went to Juhao. We stopped some arsonists from burning homes down. That was very important. Um, Actually, when you write your stories, do you like do people do good things after hearing about your tales?
Well, that very much depends. My objective, of course, is to uh, make society better. I specialize in exposing various deeds of corporate malfeasance and corruption. And so by bringing it to light, it's the hope that it'll be excised from the current fabric of our society and make things better. Whether that is actually the case or not, well, it's still the jury is out on that one.
Mm. Well, when we were there, we weren't working for the Ladies of Light, but we were working for the local goblinoid clans, and I mean, I don't understand some of the bigger words you said, but it sounds like you're against people that take advantage of their power and hurt weaker people, right?
That is a simplification, but largely accurate.
Nafisa's gonna tell her about everything that happened in Juhai.
She kind of nods and, she's writing a log, and you see that Luna, her muse, the green floating entity, takes a picture of you.
Mhm.
Fascinating. I've read a lot about the particular nature of the coronal houses and how they've been treating various members of the penumbra, but I did find it especially interesting what you're saying, as it does coincide with the expansion of NextCore processing facilities within the Solari Empire. Perhaps that was the reason why they were making room for more established communities in these regions.
Oh, hold on, let me write that down. Could be because of next core. Thank you. I should tell Feng. She'd really want to know. We don't really like next core, to be honest. Wait, is that an okay thing to say? Like,
Well, I can assure you that I don't work for them, so we can keep it between us, but I don't care for them much either.
yeah, I mean, a company is like a lot of people, right? So I can't judge all of those people, but the people that did interact with our group, they looked either really sad or really mean, and they're doing bad things. And we're not heroes or anything. We're just people who want to go exploring, and we're just heroes who like to go exploring and want to learn about the world. But if we see people doing bad things, we're going to stop them.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors if you wish to stop them. I we all fight our we all fight against oppression in our own ways, and I guess while I may be slaying with the pen more than the sword, I feel that perhaps you are doing your own part in Contra.
Hmm, we are, and I appreciate that. But don't twist my words in weird ways, okay? Please be gentle with me.
Of course, I'm fully aware of where you stand and the words that you issued, and I would never mischaracterize anything you said.
Thank you. Oh, normally I just take the photo, but since we're at the ball, I have to be like all mannerful. Could I take a picture with you?
Of course, Nafisa, I'm already taking pictures of you. I see you've changed a bit since last I saw you.
Yeah, yeah. I grew up a little bit more. My dog is now like the size of a horse. I still don't have a tail. I don't have a very large tail though.
It's all right. I don't have a tail at all, if it makes you feel better.
But you have such beautiful antenna.
Thank you. You have lovely horn antlers as well.
Mm-hmm. And then Nafisa will set up to take a a selfie with her, which is probably out of place in this mall, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
You do hear a "Well, I never" from somewhere in the vicinity.
Wait, we know everyone who's near here who says it.
It is pushes up glasses.
Which group is getting blacklisted?
It is none other than the orc viscount, the male half orc viscount from Casil.
Oh, damn, that's in the same group as Ravenya's parents.
Yep.
Guess I'm not going over there. Thank you. Wait, out of character, did Alyssandra ever give her a name to Nafisa? I can't remember from last.
No, she did. Well, I'm fairly certain. I'm not going to go rewatch the episode, but I'm fairly certain she gave her name.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Alyssandra. I will now have a page on you in my scrapbook.
Adorable. I'll be sure to add more pages to that with my next story.
Mm-hmm. Very excited for your fluff piece, they call it.
I think I've actually found a bit more meat tonight after speaking to you.
I'm going to be in so much trouble later today. Goodbye, Alyssandra.
I'm saying, I just like to imagine, like, Aurora, someone just, like, shows up, like, hey, Nafisa, you want to come away from the...
But they're my friend, and I invited them to join us and ask us whatever they want.
Now maybe we need to be a little bit quieter with our words.
Fuck next... out of character.
All right, as Aurora escorts you away, Alyssandra waves a few of her arms at you guys as you depart, as she picks up another glass of champagne from a waiter and sips it with a very mischievous smile on her face as her very, like, luminescent green eyes are looking at you guys smugly.
Aurora also wants to find a glass of something.
All right. You're able to easily retrieve a glass of champagne. And as the party kind of recirculates together, you are approached from across the room. Some would say that it, kind of like Moses parted the seas. This is more like if the seas just circled around Moses as he walked, where there is an entourage of probably about 24 various functionaries, bodyguards, etc., that have formed a bit of a bubble that the choreography of the room kind of circles around and lets them move through, as they then approach you all and spread out and like a flower blossoming in front of you. The functionaries part to show that it is none other than the representatives of Avalon here, the High Lord Rhys Du-na-Rae and Lady Maeve Du-na-Rae, which everyone but I don't remember if I did this last time, but everyone but Feng can make a history check, and obviously not Soleil. Soleil gets just the blanket cultural obliviousness.
Give me the entire backstory. It's a natural 20.
Nat 20? Okay.
19 for me.
You both succeed. As this is something Nafisa has read about, but in the High Principality of Avalon, the pseudo-fey kingdom of the Federation, you know that there is only one High Lord left in Avalon. There used to be a council of them, but all but one of them was killed during the attack by the Ladies of Light at the end of the Great Liberation War, which destroyed the city of Tir-na-Saison, where many of the pro-war, which was all but one of them, high lords and ladies, as well as numerous other lords and ladies, was killed in the subsequent conflagration that consumed the city and several tens of thousands of lives, but led to the end of the war. In the wake of their death, there has never been a movement to replace them after the war with more High Lords and Ladies. So currently, High Lord Rhys Du-na-Rae is the only one around. And while there is still a High Prince of Avalon, that position after the Reformation and Restoration period post-war is a purely figurehead position. Meanwhile, the functional first citizen responsibilities fall to the High Lord, who acts as essentially the most important vote out of the Council of Lords. And because you rolled a nat 20, you also know that High Lord is a hereditary title, but it is not a title that you gain by marrying into it. So presumably, High Lord Rhys is going to pass it on to his children, but that does not mean that Lady Maeve is High Lady Maeve. Her official title would just be Lady, because while she is his wife, she is also not a High Lord. So that is a political connection there. And because you got a nat 20, you also know that it is cultural tradition that all noble families in Avalon marry summer court children to winter court children. It's supposed to symbolize the balance of the seasons and therefore gain the favor of both queens. And so if you are nobility, it is generally always preferential that a summer court person is married to a winter court person. And so you see that High Lord Rhys is a winter court high elf, while Lady Maeve is a summer court high elf. So,
and they're approaching all of us together,
yes,
correct?
they're approaching you. Which, you know, for equivalent, this is like the president, the prime minister of a country walking up to you randos.
I think immediately seeing them approach, Aurora enters into a curtsy and kind of like gestures to the others to do the same.
Nafisa is already on it with the culturally appropriate Fey gesture because I did my homework.
And like Feng knew all of these basic information about obviously how Avalonian government works, and about the High Lord and Lady. So you just know that.
Yeah, Fung's going into a deep bow.
Soleil.
Unfortunately, I don't know this. But I can sort of gauge what's happening. This is a very important person. So he'll do a little bow, but probably not as deep and respectful as it should be.
And as a brief recap of it, Lady Maeve is tall. She's probably about 6'2". She's tall for an elf. She's about 6'2", fairly muscularly built. Very much looks like Emma Frost from Marvel Rivals, except her hair is green, and she's an elf. And she's wearing long pants that go into like knee-high heeled boots, and she's got like the hips exposed on the sides of her pants and belts with a long sheathed exquisite rapier, symbols of a butterfly prevalent throughout her outfit, a short like fencer's jacket with very long tails going behind it. She has a wreath of vines and leaves and gemstone flowers in her short bob cut hair, and just very very much like alternating. Her color palette is very blue and white, while her husband's, the winter court one, is very green and more floral. He is a shorter, he's probably about 5'7", 5'8", male high elf, with wearing a very like open chest in the shape of a butterfly, like long evening cocktail dress with high slits along the sides of it, and his own set of heels, lots of jewelry. He's got the blue hair with like white streaks going through it of his winter court lineage. and they see your gestures, and they give you nods. They don't curtsy or bow or anything. They just kind of give you a nod of approval. As the male will say, "Ah, it's so wonderful to meet the Ladies of Light's latest dramatis personae. It must be quite an adaptation to find yourselves in such stratified spaces, and, well, I was certainly intrigued, for as a friend of the family's, I am, of course, deeply appreciative of any representative of the draconic heroes that reside in this city." As he gives you a big smile.
High Lord Rhys Du-na-Rae and Lady Du-na-Rae, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
As is it ours to have a chance to greet you. We normally don't find ourselves in this portion of the Federation, but, well, I am dear Arya's godfather, and so I do feel a bit of obligation to attend.
Well, as one of your citizens, I must thank you for your ongoing work for the country.
One of the functionaries leans in and whispers something into his ear. And he looks at you after that and smiles and says, "Ah, yes, Miss Wong, isn't it?"
It is indeed. Thank you.
I would just like to express my sincerest feelings of regret as to what happened to you in service of one of our assembly plants. It's truly tragic, and if there's something I know how to at least take some small effort to make it up to you. I know that obviously the insurance did not cover that, given your position, but I would hate to see somebody who so loyally serviced one of our companies not be compensated in some way.
I feel I have adapted rather well, but I would be ill-mannered to refuse anything from so high a place of honor.
Of course, of course. I was informed that you were an excellent worker, and it seems though that you have truly pulled yourself up by your bootstraps in the face of adversity. And so it's the least I can do. Isn't that right, honey? And uh, Lady Maeve, gives a uh, gives a smile, and she looks down at you and says, "Oh, of course, of course. It it is tragic what happened, and I assure you that we have engaged in more thorough safety protocols after the incident. And, well, who are we as leaders amongst the populace if we don't engage in helping those less fortunate than ourselves?" Um, she has a much deeper and smokier voice than he does.
She's already hot. You don't have to try.
um, but High Lord Rhys will chime in again and goes, "And you are Miss. From what I've been informed, so many of you don't have last names, which is, I'm guessing, some sort of cultural norm where you come from."
That would be correct, at least speaking for myself. My name is Aurora, and I hail from Erixia.
"Oh, yes, an Eryxian. I've heard about your career with the Academy. It's a shame that you weren't able to complete your time there, but it seems like, I'll give you a little hint, it doesn't actually matter where you went to school, it only matters what you achieve in life. So I don't think it's actually held you down much. He smiles.
Well, thank you very much.
And you are Soleil, Mr. Soleil.
That's correct, yes. And he's Soleil at this point, after hearing this bozo just quietly insult his friends, his posture has gotten a lot stiffer, and he's, like, got his arms crossed over his chest. He's definitely not looking as, uh, polite as he should be.
He switches to High Sylvan and goes, "Oh, from what I can see that you are a representative of the hunt. I We are honored to meet the acquaintance of a true fae. It is so rare these days after the war, but I can see that you have found yourself smitten with these particular mortals."
He'll respond, uh, also in the same tongue and just kinda tilt his head and just goes, "You don't know how close to the hunt I get."
He smiles back at you and make an insight check, Soleil.
That's a 10.
A 10. He gives you a very sincere smile. And Eddie says, "Ah, well, then they will likely need your hunting prowess in the face of a sea of sharks. And I know that in the coming days you already have enough uh, predators, wolves, practically nipping at your heels. So I'm sure your hunting skills will have plenty of opportunities to be put to good use."
I know I just insight checked this guy, particularly the exact choice of the word wolves. Can I look at this guy and be like, "What does he know about that?" Or, like, does he know anything about that?
With your 10 insight, you've got the sense of this guy is clearly very powerful in this world. And he's clearly very important from the way that Feng and Aurora were talking to him and treating him. He clearly has a huge entourage. He already identified himself as the god's father to the literal Dogessa of the city. This is a clearly very powerful person, if maybe not physically, but certainly politically. So he presumably could know a lot about you, but you can't really figure out exactly what.
Okay, okay. Um, he'll just kinda nod at that and look at like, just peering at this guy. He's just rubbing him off really the wrong way.
Uh,
Um, but say something like, "Well, I'm happy to provide my services where they're needed."
um, so, Lay, you notice, with your little back and forth with him, you notice that Lady Maeve shifts like the weight from one leg to the other as her casual stance is she has the bisexual like wrist on the hilt of her sword
Uh-huh,
um
yep.
at her side, and she shifts her weight a little. It's very subtle. It's only because you are a hunter that you recognize it, as she kind of backs up her husband, for lack of a better phrase, as you talk to him. You know, while her husband seems to be much more of a talker, she seems to be much more of a doer.
Mhm, mhm.
um, and he goes, "Ah, I'm sorry if I'm dampering the mood at all, Mr. Soleil, but I just felt like I wish to I acknowledge my appreciation for someone of your position coming here. And while you obviously are not as informed about the dynamics of our world and the risks that come with it, I can see that you have a particular set of skills which, at the end of the day, have some level of strength in their own way in a place like this. All the rest of you just hear these guys speaking in very, very fancy fucking Gaelic, basically.
Yay, verily.
Yep. Forsooth, forsooth.
Forsooth. He's just gonna, cock his head and kind of smile at that and just things definitely are different, that's for certain. In some ways, I find this place a hell of a lot more animalistic. People are all too eager to eat each other around here.
Thankfully, it's only metaphorical these present days.
Naturally.
But I realize that we are being rude, engaging in such long winded discourse in a tongue that clearly the rest of your associates are unfamiliar with.
Actually, yeah, at this point, Nafisa's gonna step forward to Lady Maeve, like adjacent to
Yep.
High Lord Rhys, and go. So I'm not used to these fancy events. People here use words that I don't know, and they're using words I really don't know. But we're here on behalf of the Ladies of Light, and I don't like thinking too hard or, worrying about convolutions and the layers of talking. So I just want to say this. They've been having us do good things, and if you two ever need help and it's for something good, then we'll help you, okay? And she'll extend a hand out to Lady Maeve.
Make an insight check, Nafisa.
Yeah, sure. It's a 4. We must be besties.
Yep. Lady Maeve cocks her head to the side for a moment, and you notice her posture. She seems really relaxed, and she kind of turns to you and does a little like look it up and down of you, and then extends out her hand like you're trying to shake her hand. She does the very much like you know kiss my hand kind of thing as she kind of puts it into your extended hand as she smiles at you and goes, well, I'm sure that in the coming days there will be an opportunity for us to put you to work, Miss Nafisa.
He's just gonna stare at the hand and then grab it and shake it with both hands. Not like an insane amount, but in a comical sense.
She chuckles to herself a bit and goes, such wonderfully pastoral mannerisms. I see the Dragonlands are truly a different place than here.
Hmm. I don't know how much you two travel as part of your work, but it is a wonderful place to look around. My grandfather leads the Rhea tribe if you are looking for somebody to show you around. His people go everywhere.
One of the functionaries leans into her ear and says something, and she nods and goes, ah, yes, the Rhea tribe. I'm sure that uh, they perform vital services to the whole region, and if we find ourselves in that particular neck of the continent, well, I feel like they would be invaluable to us. We'll be sure to mention that the Nafisa of the Rhea tribe had come to speak to us and offered their services.
My grandpa would be glad to help. And also, out of character, can Nafisa tell that the assistants are basically telling these two all the information they need?
Make another insight check.
Okay, all right. Is it a show or do they actually is that their lore document back there? That's an 11.
Um, they're clearly saying something to them. You're not an idiot, so like obviously these people work for these two, and they're
Mm.
telling them something. It's probably something useful. and they may not know everything, but they certainly can learn everything when required.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna do a silly bit about Nafisa whispering to her and saying, "Oh yeah, my friends need to tell me to remember stuff too. I understand, but I don't think the insight check's high enough for that."
Not with an 11,
Uh,
sorry.
yeah. Okay, and then she's gonna, finish the gesture and then step back from Lady Maeve.
Um, and they kind of look at the rest of you and goes, she actually, Lady Maeve will continue talking and say, from what we've become aware of, we are, of course, excited to meet you, and it is unusual for the Ladies of Light to bring in new agents, employees to such an event. You must be truly in their confidence and good graces.
Yeah, I gave them baby photos of their son. I can show you actually. I have a scrapbook.
I would love to see these photos, Miss Nafisa.
It goes beyond the photos, I assure you.
Just showing off like images of Chibi Lunas at the mall to every noble that wants to look.
Oh no!
What the mom's
Wait,
like,
give them to Alyssandra.
Oh
Aurora,
no!
Oh, she
Fog, and Soleil, all make insight checks.
Oh
Oh
no!
boy! Okay.
That's a
12.
7.
Fung by natural 20. Take it.
I'm hoping. I'm hoping. That's a
Alright.
15.
With a 15, you can tell that, like, there is clearly intel gathering happening right now. This is functionaries are like basically taking secret photos of these photos and stuff.
Now,
And
I have ruined Lunas's chance of finding a arranged marriage partner. Get in there, Soleil.
so,
The bar has
Perhaps-
dropped so low now. Go in, buddy.
Perhaps it would be best to save those for now.
Oh, you're right. Instead, I could take a photo for the moment
Oh,
if the
but
High Lord
peop-
and High Lady would be willing.
Oh, I simply mean it would be better to discuss matters of good Sir Lunis in the company of his own family, wouldn't it? Trying to give her the hint, like, hey, hey.
Oh, I see, I see. I mean, Lunas could have joined our party to talk about himself anyways, so I imagine that's like another tidbit that they're writing down.
yep.
either way, we're kind of we've been in their confidence for quite some time now, so able to make sure that we are still in unison in our goals.
Um, understood. And I guess that is why you must be such cherished agents. Oh, and I can tell that you have your own entourage here, although they seem to be rather silent at the moment. And both High Lord Rhys and Lady Maeve look past you guys at Omega, who's just standing behind you guys this whole time.
Yes, Omega is a
Friend.
excellent scholar and one of truly phenomenal insight. I'm afraid that they sometimes have a bit of a too honest tongue for many of weaker constitutions to bear the brunt of.
Just in a few words.
Omega just stares at them. And they look at Omega up and down. You see the functionaries whispering to each other and stuff. And the two nod and go, well, High Lord Rhys switches over and goes, Well, I'm sure that they are maintaining their best behavior then, for the present moment, and that they're only trying to protect our constitutions and feelings by not speaking more.
But of course. Very tight-lipped smile.
Uh,
Omega,
High
we would
Lord.
just like to say that that is truly a unique shade of blue, and it is quite enchanting. As he smiled. Omega just nods. Gives a thumbs up and looks over at Nafisa, does another nod.
They know their worth. They know they're interesting looking.
So, High Lord Rhys, Lady Maeve, I was wondering if I could take a photo with you two for my scrapbook. It's my first time at a ball.
You see one of the bodyguards moves over and, is wearing very ornate military Fey uniform, and, he's actually like a very tall, like Hallison build wood elf, like very predatory looking. And he's like about to say what? Well, I'm sorry to say that, friend, but and then High Lord Rhys kind of shoos him away. Goes, of course, Miss Nafisa. We would be delighted to take a photo with you. We could
Oh, thank.
ensure that it is appropriately encompassing all of us. As he snaps his fingers, and one of the functionaries walks over and kind of extends out his hand to take your camera to take the photo.
Oh, I've never had someone take a photo of me like this before, but sure, here you go.
Can I make a quick Arcana check? I
Sure.
just
Are
want to
they gonna
see if
put
I
a
can
bug on
spot
my
like,
camera?
yeah, if I can spot like anything untoward in this.
Sure.
Okay. Ah,
10?
that
Nope.
is
With plus
yeah.
8, getting a 10 is a big oof, but that's the way it works. Yeah, you don't notice anything untoward as motions in to take the picture. Um, High Lord Rhys and Lady Maeve kind of stand to either side of Nafisa. They don't touch her or anything, but they kind of stand next to her and look into the camera as the functionary takes the photo.
Nafisa would have a big goofy smile, but she would be too afraid to touch them. She knows.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Yeah.
And yep, takes the photo. The little Polaroid slides out as they hand the camera back to you.
Thank you.
It was delightful to meet you all. I have to go make my own rounds, the burdens of leadership. And I hope that my goddaughter will have an opportunity to speak to you as well. I know that she would be delighted to learn about her fellow citizens' newest employees.
We would look forward to speaking with her.
And they give you a little nod, and as they begin to drift away, Lady Maeve kind of looks you up and down, Soleil, and with her hand rested on her rapier, and kind of does a bit of a side glance at you as she turns her back to you and walks away.
Man, she's into me.
I mean, they're into all of us, right? I mean, they talk to us, right? We're interesting. They have people doing homework on us.
Yeah.
I don't
Cannot
think
say I trust them.
Yeah, that guy
I
gives
don't,
me the creeps.
Why wouldn't you trust them?
maybe we talk about this a little less when we're still in the company of people.
Oh, speaking of people, and Nafisa's gonna look for Zelik to see, like, what kind of expression does she have on her face seeing us talk to the fucking to the
Zelik
Lord?
is looks terrified as she's just mouth agape looking at you guys.
Oh no! This poor woman.
Nafisa waves back like a fucking idiot.
Her eyes bulging. she drops her champagne glass, but the artisanal fucking waiters here are able to snatch it before it hits the ground. um, and she just looks paralyzed.
I do believe we may have broken her.
You know bending, right? You could
All
fix
things
it.
considered, I think that went all right. We definitely could have offended them plenty worse than that.
Quite.
I had a few things I probably could have said, but I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, speaking in high wayfare like that, like,
Or High Sylvan, you mean?
yeah,
If it was High Wayfarer, I could speak it. Wait, were you talking to them about their grandma?
no, no, as a matter of
Oh.
fact, no, but seemed to know I
Well,
was affiliated with the hunt. Not that
they
hard to
didn't know
figure out,
about
though.
her, though. That is rather odd considering the minutia of what they knew of us.
I mean, they knew I dropped out, so that's something too.
They knew that a relatively minor engineer was the victim of a industrial accident in simply one of many, many corporations that make their home in Avalon. It seems a little too acute of an awareness for it to not be rather odd that they did not know of your grandmother. I'm not saying that I think that she is, in fact, a Hellion, but I am
What?
saying exactly that. I
Aw,
do believe she is, in fact, a Hellion.
why would you
She's a
say that?
Isn't she a
It's not-
tiefling? That's a
She's a
little.
that's kind of racist, Fung.
All I'm saying is I have never seen her, and she only visits you in your dreams, apparently, with
Yeah, because
requests to do more and more and more.
I mean,
That
she's
you
sounds
trapped in the pocket dimension. She's not
that
here in
sounds
the
an awful
dream.
lot like a Hellion to me
Do
from
you
my
know the name
experience
about
with
their
them.
grandmother?
what'd you say, Nafisa?
Do you not dream about their Do you not dream about their grandma, Fung? It's like you dream about family members sometimes, right? Like that's
I've,
normal, right?
I've
No,
never
I
dreamed.
Everybody's
try
dream a Hellion?
I try not to dream too much about them because then I simply think of the many acute ways in which I am disappointing. Knocks
Is that
back
what
a
they think of
drink.
you? Is that what they think of you?
I don't know, but it's certainly what I've been led to be believing.
Why would you think that? We've been around you for so. We haven't been around you for as long as your family has, but I think you're pretty amazing, and Soleil and Aurora definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
Omega does too. Omega, do your analysis thing. Say that Fung is really cool.
You are very capable of a number of things. You can heal and fight and provide some utility in conflict
See?
areas. You
This is high
provide a
praise coming from Omega.
you provide a diverse spectrum of experiences and skills that seemingly
Omega,
has proven useful when required.
Oh my
that's so lovely, Omega. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Omega
Well, I
nods.
mean, either way, if we're talking about this stuff, I mean, the Raven Queen is the way you're describing it. Basically, is she would be a Hellion too, and she's most certainly not.
Well, when I meet this grandmother of yours, I will be able to make a more sound judgment.
I hope she likes us.
I'm sure she would. I mean, she's anything like the rest of my family. I mean, we all kind of. Apparently, the gene pool is like real strong with the whole pink tiefling thing. So,
It is rather unusual to be so consistent, yes.
Out of character, I just want you guys to know Nafisa's gonna ask every pink tiefling we meet if they're related to Soleil.
Are you his grandma?
Oh, Gorgat.
Oh,
which is kind of odd because my sister ain't pink, but you know, it's whatever. I guess everyone can't be pink.
well, Regardless, I do not trust the level of knowledge that they had of me, at least.
It's at least good knowledge to potentially relay to the ladies of Lad. They may want to know just how deep their knowledge goes.
Certainly.
It's at this point that everybody can make perception checks.
Oh.
Nafisa gets advantage.
Oh.
Yippee! 19.
Come on, big zeros, big zeros.
15.
8.
20. Artificial.
Yeah. Soleil, Feng, and Nafisa. You hear amidst the various hubbub of the event itself. You hear from somewhere in the crowd. Well, you have to understand, it's actually very interesting, the mating habits of the Anada tribe.
Oh.
As you
Go
hear
to
He is
him.
going to run!
Go to him, Nafisa.
Go to him!
a very,
He's
He is
waiting.
gonna run and fucking football tackle this man!
Oh no.
So
Well,
you
she
go
probably wouldn't knock him down, but...
moving through the crowd, and you see a very awkward, familiar-looking human male in a very ill-fitting suit that seems to be from when he was a much larger person, but he's lost a lot of weight over the last 15 years. And it very much hangs off of him, like the tie is like halfway down his chest, and he is sweating profusely as he is talking to a group of dignitaries. Specifically, you see him talking to now that they are gone from that, it would be where you've got the halfling, the Eisenstadt halfling, the Leonese wood elf, and the Hydraxian Dominion drow, as well as the woodpecker Aarakocra. And he is talking to them, and they're just kind of looking at him with a high degree of amusement as he is seemingly like he's got a champagne glass in each hand, and he is rambling about like random stuff that he knows, occasionally having to push up his glasses with one of the champagne flutes, as the various diplomats are just kind of letting him rant.
She's just gonna run up to him and, like, hug him, and then, like... They've done this a bunch of times, so she knows not to use enough force to knock him down, but she is going to hug him and pick him up. Jacob, Professor Jacob, it is so good to see you!
Oh, Nafisa, it is so surprising to see you here. Oh, but please put me down. It's highly lack of decorum here.
Oh, sorry, here. Just put him back down.
The diplomats kind of chuckle as they see this. But yes, it is Dr. Jacob, anthropologist. I don't remember his last name. So, because he's only appeared very randomly, so I forgot his
Jacobson.
last name. I think it begins with an H. But yeah, so Dr. Jacob is clearly here, sweating, trying to talk to these diplomats. What do the rest of you do as you see Nafisa blitz through the crowd at him?
At least it is someone she fully knows.
Yeah, someone she can actually talk to and not worry about what she says. I think that'll be good for her.
Agreed.
I think Soleil will hang back and watch with a certain fun.
Okay. What about Fog and Aurora?
I think I would want to circle back briefly to the first group that I spoke to in the last session.
Okay. So you're heading that way, Aurora. What are you doing?
I think Aurora is just kind of endlessly getting slightly insulted, and is probably just going to mostly hang back and probably just chill with Soleil for a little bit of comfort.
Okay. If it makes you feel better, at least High Lord Rhys wasn't trying to insult you.
I know.
But yeah, Nafisa, Dr. Jacob Hasselbach, thank you, Sib. Dr. Jacob Hasselbach is. Oh, it's so good to see you here. Why are you even here? I thought that you had left the country.
Oh, we did, and then we came back. We are working, me and our team, with a name, we're called the Romance Dawn. Uncle Freyden made a song after one of our adventures. We're working with the Ladies of Light. We're here on behalf of them today.
Oh, my God, and you're working for the Ladies of Light?
Yeah.
The,
They really...
the diplomats are just very much enjoying the show.
How about you? What are you doing here? And why are you wearing an oversized suit?
Well, the university thought it would be a good idea for me to come here and to schmooze and show that my years of research amongst your people was worthwhile.
Yes, it was very worthwhile. We don't really... Our tribe, I'm assuming he told you, like, it's usually, like, about slide 50, in this 52nd slide, he talks about my people's, traveling when, like, at a certain age, you're expected to go around, and then you return to our isolationist tribe, I think he put it. Made my chief really upset when he called us isolationists. But yeah, no, people didn't really travel far. I think only two other Anhidar have gone beyond the borders of the Dragonlands in recent time. That is my Babu and some random girl I heard about a long time ago. But after Professor Jacobs came around and educated us on how, the world, and told us about the other cultures and how beautiful people are, we had to go.
Yeah, that sounds very good, and it is very interesting that your culture has such limited forays. It is done beyond the Dragonlands, says the little halfling from the Eisenstadt.
It is a little strange too. I mean, I've been out for so far and so long, and it's been nice. So many wonderful people live out here, such as yourselves.
Then it is good to meet you, Miss Nafisa, I believe the Dr. Hasselbach said. She extends out her hand.
She will take it and shake the hand proper, not with both hands like she did with with the High Lady. The High Lady was just intimidating.
So you shake her little halfling hand. She's wearing a very like drab gray suit kind of thing. And she gives you a little smile and she goes, I am Consul General Lina Feng-chen, and it is wonderful to finally meet the Ladies of Lights, various agents that have decided to come to this event.
Yeah, we were told the Ladies of Light don't really like these big social gatherings, so we came on their behalf. Normally, their major domo Zelik comes. That's her over there. I feel like every conversation does Nafisa is gonna point out their babysitter. But yeah, no, we're here to. I guess Professor Jacob said it right. Schmooze, and I don't know. It's my first time at a ball. I'm wearing one of my sister's dresses. It's been nice. I've also been taking photos of people for my scrapbook, if you'd like.
Oh, that is very interesting. However, I do not believe that we necessarily need to delve into the depths of your scrapbooking.
Oh, I was going to show them off back home. I understand. She just looks sad.
Jacob will take the scrapbook from you and go, well, Miss Fincher, you don't understand the exact cultural context of these pictures. As he opens it in front of her and starts flipping through pages as he starts talking about just various parts about your tribe and correlating them to pictures in it.
Out of character, any lore that gets leaked from this scrapbook is not on Nafisa now, it is on Jacob's. Alright, You guys can't blame me if more people find out about our adventure.
He didn't want you to feel awkward, so he's trying to do what he can. The other diplomats are kind of nodding along and just very amused by this. The female wood elf will extend out a hand and say, "I am Le Conseil General Chloe Chassin. It is wonderful to meet you, Mademoiselle Nafisa."
It's lovely to meet you too.
And I'm Consul General Emile Frisch, says the says the woodpecker Aarakocra.
Oh, you're sorry, I was gonna talk about seeing a woodpecker Eric Hooker for the first time, but I realized that's a stupid fucking thing to say to all. It is lovely to meet you all. If you don't mind me asking, I know you're enjoying your conversation, Professor Jacobs, but sorry, I do not do good with the layers of talking in these sort of more fancier events. But have you been um have you been able to follow him? I know growing up, there weren't many of us that could keep up with his stories and his lessons, but they're all very important. I mean, it didn't really occur to any of us growing up, but after going around and seeing everybody, I think it's very important to account for every person in this world, right?
Of course, we always like to account for every person that we meet. I, our nations are built along the prospect of equality and making sure the common good is upheld. It is always a fascinating endeavor to meet people from a culture different than our own. Uh, Perhaps it will provide a springboard for you to learn about us and for us to learn about you. And perhaps in time you can see the merit of our perspectives and decide to perhaps elevate yourselves um, from your current state and become a freer and more progressive people.
Oh, yes. I, mm, I know. But people have had changing people takes time. I know that for sure from seeing so many people out in my travels, but Professor Jacob's been a large part of that, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's also been changing the mindsets of people he's been teaching here too.
Oh, I don't do anything of any particular note. I'm just simply trying to educate everyone, and I'm just a simple professor. And I even this that I've only been here for a few months ever since I returned from the Dragonlance, and he
You're
just
a
kind
good
of
person,
rambling.
Professor Jacobs. You're a good person, Professor Jacobs. The chief wanted to marry you off to one of the people in our tribe really fast, remember?
Oh, man, no, Nafisa, he kind of, pushes up his glasses more frantically and stuff. I think that was just him trying to be nice. I'm simply a strange and friendly person, and I know that they were just trying to be kindly hosts to me.
Out of character, just entertaining the the diplomats.
Oh, yeah, they're
But yeah.
loving how ridiculous this is.
Mm.
Um, the drow, the female, I forgot about the female drow that was there. The female drow in her very like snake oriented dress, which is very hydra like in its form. She's got her very bright purple eyes and her long white hair, and she kind of sips some of her champagne, and she goes, "Well, where are my manners? My name is Ambassador Simonil Kylis," as she extends out a hand. to you.
Nafisa will also shake this one properly.
And she goes, "Well, aren't you delightful? Admittedly, I feel a little out of my depth here, but I find it to be interesting how you all from such widely different places seem to be so uh, collegial with the rest of you. Unfortunately, such intimacies are a bit beyond my homeland."
Oh, I mean, we were just talking about change and all that, but if you want, I mean, we're still trying to figure out where we go next. I would love to see your homeland and see how people act. I mean, obviously, I can't change anybody. I'm just one girl, but I don't know. People seem to be commenting on our group's diversity everywhere we go, but to be honest, at least to me, it just feels natural to want to be friends with people, right? I mean, Professor Jacob seems to be friendly with all of you. You all seem nice.
Well, that is, I know on behalf of the proud people of the Dominion that we would be ecstatic to have emissaries of the Ladies of Light in our country, seeing the oppression that we all have been struggling against for centuries. And perhaps you can be able to provide the suitable assistance that we can finally throw off the yoke of tyranny.
Oh, I can definitely bring that up with our the Major Domo Zelek and maybe the Ladies of Light. I I just want to help people, and go around exploring places. And if that does not sound good, so I would like to help you, but I also know I can't promise things without my group.
Oh, of course, of course. Well, if you can put in a good word, and if need be, if you could perhaps arrange a meeting, I know that on behalf of my great nation, I would love an opportunity to speak to uh, your major domo, and of course, if I'm given an opportunity to speak to the ladies of life themselves, well, I'm sure that they can provide some tangible assistance as we fight against uh, the various dictators that we find ourselves assailed with. And she very much side glances over at the ambassador with the male red eyed drow across the room.
I see. Out of character. Side eyes, red eyed, draw across room.
The one who has the spider motif in his clothing, unlike
Mm,
hers, which has the Hydra motif.
I see. Well, the Ladies of Light have only been sending us around to help people, and even when they haven't, we've been doing good stuff, like in Zhuhai and so on and so forth. I'll definitely mention it to them. I think that tyranny you mentioned, I don't want to put words in her mouth. It is her mouth and not mine, but my friend Aurora, she comes from Erixia, and she is a refugee from there, and I think she would appreciate learning more about your situation if you would like to talk to my other party members.
Uh, Make an insight check, Nafisa.
Yeah, sure. Did I just fucking fuck this up by mentioning war? That is a that's a 13. That's a 13. Sorry,
Okay.
the advantage
With
toggle was on.
13, you don't quite pick up on it, but the ambassador says, "Oh, an Erexian. Well, I guess that she could be thankful that she is now freer from the position that she may have found herself in before. It's my understanding, of course, I am not a native of this continent, but it's my understanding that the poor people of that country were being oppressed by magical tyrants, which is something that we can sympathize with in our own plight against the Witch Queen."
Yeah, she didn't like what they were forcing upon her. Yeah.
Well, then she should count herself lucky that she no longer has to deal with such oppression. Nothing will be forced upon her anymore because now the her oppressors have been eliminated, and from what I understand from my distinguished colleagues here, quite finally.
Yeah, but she still hasn't. We've still been meaning to go back to Erixia with her. Um, It must be very different from how it was described all those years ago. Hopefully, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go.
Hopefully, we can say the same for you and the other people too.
Hopefully, in time, I know that us liberating ourselves from the oppressors of Renault will be the first step for eventually receiving perhaps greater cooperation with the Federation. I know that our sensibilities of liberty and equality are, of course, quite intrinsic to the very nature of the Federation itself. And the consul generals in this little hub kind of nod and agree with her. Um, but you have one final thing you have to say before we switch back to Feng.
Yes, the UFAS is very, very loud about their values and patriotism. I've recently discovered what a funnel cake is, and it is very loaded with freedom.
um, they nod sagely in response. Bug, so you wanted to go back to talking to Cine Rosa and the Sirikati?
Yes, I just realized there was something I wasn't able to do before, so don't worry, this will be a very quick one.
Okay.
I will simply wait for a lull in conversation to approach and offer an apologetic bow and say, I am so terribly sorry. I had to leave rather abruptly, but I would like to extend an offer formally of my services, should they be required, or should you simply desire any manner of such stimulated conversation again. She snaps her fingers, and a certain homunculus's ear hand extends out from in her collar to hand her a calling card that she will pass on to both of them. It says in gold embossed ink on a purple background, Feng-chen Wong, engineering solutions, innovative fashion, and cutting edge prostheses. And then it provides the ladies of light as the essentially the office at which you
Warehouse.
can well, I mean, she doesn't know how they could contact her directly on the ships. It's
Yeah.
not like they have a phone on there, so
Yeah. All right, they'll take your cards and kind of look them over before pocketing them. It goes, the bishop, the Von Yaskin bishop, will say, um, it is a very, very developed card, and you have a diverse set of talents. It is something we will surely have to follow up with about further inquiries.
you flatter me, but I thank you for it nonetheless. Please enjoy the rest of your evening. And with another bow, I think that's a good of a out for her as any.
Okay. And with that, you now switch to the music begins to pick up, and you all have an opportunity to dance at this ball. So we'll go around. Aurora, what do you wish to do for the dance?
Well, okay. I think I want to. I know we want to do like a little like mini party dance, but I think considering Aurora is literally with Soleil at this moment, um, she'll look over at him and say, "Well, I think we're about to stop talking for a while. Does that sound agreeable to you?"
Yeah, sure. Sure. I mean, we don't have to talk if you don't want to.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I mean, we're gonna start dancing soon.
Oh, you wanna dance with me?
Naturally, yes.
Shoot, why didn't you just say so? I'd be glad to.
I was just trying to be a little coy about it. It's just,
Hell, I just kind of figured that, you may have plenty of other folks on your dance card.
mm, no, not particularly.
That's all right. I don't either. And he'll extend a hand out to her.
She'll take it and be whisked away to do a little dance with Soleil.
Fung, what do you wish to do for the dance moment?
Hmm. Well, I think it would behoove me to dance, of course. I I think, there's this fascinating looking lady that I've now seen two of my friends approach to talk to. I think I'm gonna ask Alyssandra if she would do the honor.
Make a persuasion check.
All right. Hey, look, if this doesn't work, I still have my friends to fall back on. Okay.
You got this, girl.
All right, so this will be with the masks +1. There's persuasion. That's a
Oh,
6.
Oh, the
That's a big
six.
6.
Um, yeah, with the 6, unfortunately, she kind of sees you approach and goes, "Oh, Miss Wong, I appreciate the offer, but I'm unfortunately still on duty, and I am simply here to observe, not to partake."
Of course. You cannot, I hope, blame me for uh, hoping to find the best dancer here. If you ever do need to speak with someone of our group, I know you have more than enough options, but nonetheless, I feel I may as well offer myself as well. And she's given her a calling card.
Yep, she takes it and she'll hand it to Luna for Muse, who just kind of it pops into ether space. Um, she goes, "Trust me, Miss Wong, I will have plenty of opportunities to uh, learn more from you in the coming days. Your friends have been quite open to discussions, and I think that it could be a very fruitful relationship."
Then I look forward to it.
So after getting rejected, Nafisa, what do you do as you see Fung get shot down and Aurora and Soleil go dance?
Player realizes how cruel it would be to send Nafisa after Alyssandra and then get the role. The character probably wouldn't. The character is Omega still like A posing in the corner?
Omega just kind of follows you around. This is wildly beyond like what Omega has been like taught about. It is just kind of like, Zelik said to be on good behavior and don't make a scene. I'm just gonna not say anything and just kind of hang out.
Okay. And Selleck? How does Selleck look?
She is a little wobbly.
Wait, like drunk wobbly?
Yes,
Or...
she is like currently leaning on a table, a bit off the beaten path, just shaking her head, holding a glass.
Oh wait, that means she's inebriated. That means the persuasion DC is low. Let's go. All right. Nafisa's going to approach Selleck
Okay,
with Omega in tow. Selleck, you don't look so good.
make an insight check, Nafisa.
Oh no! Oh. It's a 3.
3. with absolute sincerity, Zelik looks up at you, her little slitted draconic eyes, with a look of absolute peace with everything that has happened tonight. She's gotten over it, you know. It's been a rough time, but she's pulled through. She's a trained professional, and she goes, Nafisa, I have experienced a lot of these events. And I have to say, this has been a unique experience. And
so good.
you and your friends have proved to be very popular and very loquacious about all manner of things.
That's a good word, I think. Yeah. So, God, you're so on top of it. I'm so sorry, Like, I was so worried about you, but I guess you really have things down. I was actually just wondering if you could go check on Nyx for me, since we can't really leave the party, and I mean, everyone's dancing. I don't think anything's going to happen. If you'd like to go check on Nyx, I'm worried that she might be bothering Sarek too much. She gets lonely too.
With everything that's happened, with my supervision, I can't imagine anything worse will occur if I were to step outside for a moment.
That is why you're the major domo. You're so good at planning. Yes, yes, yes. We will nothing bad will happen. That is not me saying it in a smug way either. That is Nafisa confirming,
Yep.
yeah, with literally nothing bad will happen.
Sure. And she just kind of shrugs and puts down the glass and taps your thigh, because she's only like 3.5 feet tall, taps your thigh and goes, I'll just step outside for a moment. What's the worst that can happen? And you know what? The Dogessa isn't here yet, so it should be fine.
Yeah, you should take a glass back to Sarek too. He's probably thirsty. Oh wait, never mind. Actually, undo that. No drinking and driving. I'm so sorry. Don't drink and drive, kids, even in a fantasy setting.
And she just marches out of this room, mumbling to herself in High Draconic.
I think since Nafisa and Feng both went to talk to somebody else, Aurora and Welch dancing with Soleil will see the two of them and just wait for them to come over and join them to dance. Just the four of them together.
And Omega can watch us dance
Mhm.
and mimic it.
You have a little group dance, all you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a group performance check.
Alright, if there was ever a time to make a
Aurora and
scene.
Nafisa get advantage.
Hell yeah!
What?
Oh wait, that's with advantage. Hold on. That was a 6 and then a 5 for everyone.
20.
Thank you so much.
23.
22.
Nafisa is very much about to she read so many books. She has the academic theory of this down. But once she's now put in a 5-way dance session, she becomes ungainly as hell. Thankfully, you all are quite proficient at this. And Soleil is, for lack of a better word, able to sweep Nafisa off her feet and basically entirely lead her through this so that it looks skilled, graceful, with poise and decorum, which bellies the utter ineptitude that she would have otherwise shown. So, as it was a group roll anyway, you guys succeed with flying colors. I might as well have Omega roll too.
Oh god.
Natural 1, let's go.
Oh, cool. -1 performance.
15?
15, not bad. Omega's fine. Omega's limited by they're getting from context clues. They can't do all their normal fluidic motions because it might be a little suspicious. So they feel very stiff in the way they're trying to move. So yeah, you guys do successfully dance through the applicable amount of songs. Is there anything you want to have happen while you're dancing?
I
You're
just
very light on your feet, Nafisa.
I want to let me dance a certain way. Come on, come on.
no. I mean, you want to if you can teach us how to dance too.
Out of character, I am not familiar with any dancing from Turkmenistan or Central Asia
Uh-huh.
or even my home country. Best I got is generic bonfire dance off the top of my head. If you let Nafisa lead, she's going to kick her shoes off and then start moving in a weird way.
All right, so Nafisa is doing the dance and her people poorly. What are the rest of you doing during it?
I think so. I think Soleil would be like, "Oh hell yeah, kick off his shoes." Follow Nafisa's suit.
What have I done? I don't wear shoes, so
Flip
can't
flop
do
already.
that.
Fung?
Um, I think Feng is going to keep it relatively subdued.
Take your shoes off. I'm sorry.
Take it
Nah,
off, slut.
she's not doing that for free.
Mhm.
She's a performing arts major, but she's not, well, I mean, she was a performing arts minor. She's not as free and slutty as a performing arts major. But I think there's some fans involved. She's got her hand. It can unfold into fractal digits at this point. She's using fans, she's using silks. It's trying to do a little bit of what you'd see in like people who cosplay as water benders do with fabric.
Mhm.
All right, you guys have your big multicultural, mostly shoeless dancing in the middle of this ballroom.
Make sure to take a selfie with each other.
They're very messy and shaky, and
Mhm.
people are certainly like only halfway into frame in some shots.
um, and as the songs come to a close, you you all get the little afterglow of your little song and dance. The people around you, you can tell, are kind of like are kind of like laughing in a very. Most of them have a very polite, condescending chuckles and stuff as they saw you guys doing your dances. Um, but you then hear the music picks up to very triumphant um, notes as a pair of large double doors open at the end of the room, and coming down a set of stairs is a male tiefling wearing a very ornate um, like a very ornate military uniform with a bunch of medals on it in the colors of Leon. He has like a very dried blood red colored skin, um, and his hair is like a set of cornrows, except they're very fine, like chain links going back and then pulling up into a like a ponytail behind it that they hang and kind of clank together as he moves. He's got a kind of like Van Dyke goatee and mustache of that same like chains. His eyebrows are also very fine chains. Black sclera with bright red eyes. Um, he has a tail that is basically kind of like a cat of nine tails hanging from the back of his uniform that kind of waves with some of that dried blood red like sinew between the metal links. He's quite clearly a chain devil lineage tiefling, and he's about he's 6'1". Like he's like a decently tall man. Very like ceremonial saber at his side. Uh, one of his hands is holding the smaller hand of about a 3.5 foot tall child, which is very tall. She looks to be probably about 5 years old, but she is a harpy child where she's got very long legs, very taloned legs. She's wearing a very poofy dress, lots of just like puffs around and like petticoats and stuff. Her feathers are all very metallic, like shiny metallic, almost like they're each sheaths of metal, glimmering in the light. Her face is that same kind of dried blood coloring, and then she's got a crest of the metallic feathers in her hair, which is long white hair, with tips of obsidian at the end of each of the metallic feathers within it. And then holding her, actually, it's not holding her hand because she's too tall, is a 7 foot tall woman. She is also a harpy woman, incredibly long legs. Each of them have razor sharp talons that have been painted in various shades of gold and azure, as well as having rings wrapped around them with all manners of sapphires, bangles running up each of her legs. She's got very high slit white gown that goes into very low cut with a Bum. Please make a history check, Bum.
All right. 22.
22. You could tell she is wearing a very long, gracefully made mithril chained holy symbol of the Tetrarchy, which is made of both mithril and adamantium. This thing's even more valuable than platinum, basically, on her holy symbol that hangs around her neck between a very low cut gown. And she has very like pale white skin. All of her feathers. She is also a harpy woman with like beautiful, like angelic white feathers that her wings on her back together form somewhat of a cloak behind her. She has the white hair with white feathers with black tips. Her face has over her eyes is a very like bright orange kind of face mask of her skin. Long hanging mithril earrings that each form tetrarchic symbols. She's got a fine choker that has the symbol of Vennonia, that kind of golden dove. Her within her hair, around her crest of feathers, is a kind of laurel wreath, except instead of it being leaves, it's actually a pair of wings that it is either side of her. And she has a long, probably like 6 foot long, what's it called? Train to her gown that is being held up by a series of levitating mechanical birds. There's probably about 12 of them that are each holding a portion of the train of her dress, holding it up and floating as she strides down the click clack of her talons. They're a pair of secretary bird harpies and a male tiefling. And you hear an announcer say, "And now the lady of the evening, the Most Serene Dogessa of Vennonia, Lady Arya Ricci, and her daughter Dominica, and her consort Henri de Var. May the birthday festivities begin in earnest. Gods bless the Federation." And with that, we will end the session for tonight, since it's just about 9:30.
The party continues.
To be continued. We got a couple notes left of this ball before it can wrap up, but now you get to finally see the Dogessa. So yeah, that's that's it for the session for tonight. I hope you guys all had fun.
Yeah.
If you haven't done so already, please go send love to all of these wonderful players and all of their wonderful campaigns. If you haven't done so already as well, please give me a follow here on Twitch. Give me a sub over on YouTube where I have every episode of this campaign, as well as many more. You can also follow me on Blue Sky, and you can join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. I want you all to know you're all beautiful, amazing, and valid people, and I hope you enjoyed spending your evening with me nearly as much as we enjoyed spending it with you. And never forget the most important part, which is that the world is better having you in it. That'll be it for our streams for the week. And we will hopefully be back here next Monday with some more Nexus action as we wrap up this ball and begin the next phase of hijinks in the Federation. And that'll be it. We're gonna do our raid for the night. It has been a while since I've raided her, so we are gonna send some love over to Callie, Calliope, Alande. She's a very sweet tiefling VTuber. She's playing Monster Hunter Wilds right now with somebody. She's doing the mash. She's doing the monster mash.
Ooh.
If you're a follower, please copy down the call to hugs message that Sif typed, and if you are a sub, please copy down the Knights message. And yeah, it's wonderful to have you guys, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.